Hey guys, Tyler here, back again to create another video about growing in intimacy with Jesus. I don't know what to say except that the Lord is giving me such unbelievable revelations for these videos. I just pray that people will somehow find them because this is all you need. Like what He's showing me each day, I'm like, wow, this is so huge. So, alright, so here's what the Lord is showing me today that is truly amazing. I just pray people will find this. Okay. He's talking to me about gates and gatekeepers. The keys to the kingdom, the way that we actually enter in, and the way people are being prevented from entering in. So, guys, Jesus said, to anyone who's thirsty, I will give to drink freely from the water of life. You can, that statement has no conditions upon it except if you want it. He didn't say, when you die, I'll let you go to heaven. He didn't say, do these things, pray this prayer, get dunked in water, look at all the different religions, all the conditions that they put upon satisfying, an angry God, a disinterested God. All the things that keep people from connecting with the Lord. Jesus is like, there are no conditions except you wanting it. If you will come to me, I will give it to you. And I will give it to you now. I will just immediately, I'm trying to give it to you. If you come to me, you will receive. I'm the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry, right? Will never be hungry. If you come to him, you will not be hungry. So he's showing me how the authorities of this world, whether they be human or they be spiritual, the powers and principalities, their whole way of keeping authority and having power is setting up their gatekeepers. They're closing the gates to those that are looking for life. And the way that they keep the power, keep control of the reins of access to life is by keeping people from entering into the source of life itself. So it's like the Lord has given creation life. He's put life into creation, right? And it's like there's this pie that's been created, and all of creation has a measure of life, right? If you kill a cow and eat it, it gives life to your body. There was life in the flesh of the cow, and you have now received some measure of life to sustain you, right? And there's life in so many things in this world, and if you get a hold of them, then you can have a piece of that pie that's already created. But Jesus says to the world, to all of creation, you can come directly to the source of life and receive never-ending, limitless life from me. But if everyone found that access, then the gatekeepers would no longer be able to control them because they would no longer need their methods and techniques. They're doling out the little pieces of pie of life that allows them to have the money and the power and whatever, right? So the Lord brought me to the passages in the Gospels where Jesus was talking to the Pharisees, where, those passages where he's really angry at the Pharisees. And what does he say to them? He says a lot of things to them, but one thing he says in Matthew and in Luke, he says, "Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You shut the door of the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. You yourselves don't enter, nor will you let those enter who are trying to." In Luke, he says, you withhold the key to knowledge, right? So what is that key and what is the door? he's saying, like, what did the Pharisees do? They said, look, if you want to have life, they don't point the people directly to Jesus. See, what they should have been saying is, if you want life, just go to the one who's trying to freely give it to you. No. No, no, no. If you want life, in their day, it was like, you need to wear a phylactery on your forehead. That was like a little box that had the law written on it. You have to give these tithes, and you have to go to the temple on these days, and on the Sabbath you can't do anything. You have to obey all the rules the way that we are doing, because we have it right. We're the gatekeepers. Obey all these rules the way that we're doing it, and then you'll be one of us, and then you'll have access into the kingdom. But what does Jesus say? He's like, you're hypocrites, because you say that you've found the way to enter into this eternal, incredible source of the never-ending flow of the water of life. You say you've found that, and yet, what does it say? You yourselves do not enter, nor will you let those enter who are trying to. So they were trying to come straight. Jesus is like, just come to me, I'll give it to you, right? They're stopping people from going to the actual way into life, and they're barring the way. They're saying, no, you have to do all these things before you're one of us who are worthy and able to enter in, and yet they don't enter in themselves. See, they've created a system and a covenant, like a way of working it that they're saying is the only way in, and yet it's actually not the way in. They're actually they're blocking people's eyes from the real way in. They've created a different reality, a different universe. There's so many ways that the world does this to us, guys, and you can fill in your own blank. It's like if you want, like, it's like Hollywood, right? Being like, well, if you want to be full of life, like a superstar, right? And these things used to be more compelling. Now the people in Hollywood are so just incredibly dumb and like insane that it doesn't really work anymore. But in the past, it was like, look how attractive these people are. And for a while, it was like maybe plastic surgery is the way. Maybe if I make myself look amazing, and then they take these photographs where they airbrush the people and make them look different than they actually look. It's like they look like these like supernatural aliens, like they're 50, 60 years old. They still look 20. They don't actually, right? But it's like it looks like they've found life, right? It looks like they must have found something because they're not like other people. They look like they're filled to overflowing with life. But it was a lie, because they weren't actually receiving that actual flow of overwhelming life. Oh. And so like I just said, there's 100 ways that you see people trying to create those gates and be gatekeepers. If you want to really have life, you have to follow this religious system. You have to get this plastic surgery, and like all the pharmaceutical companies. If you want life, well, first we're going to give you the diseases, and then we're going to create all these vaccines and medications, and you need all, if you want to be skinny, you need to take the GLP, whatever those, those pills. You need our medications, and then you will be healthy. And of course, like we all have seen, that doesn't work. There's so many spheres, so many gatekeepers, so many different kinds of gates, guys. And it's spiritual too. Like one time I had this profound, now I'm going to say it not so you think I had profound experiences, but because it was so intense and specific, it kind of like brings into focus what all our experiences are with the spiritual gatekeepers, the powers, the principalities. The demonic realm, what they do, the Bible says they come as angels of light. In other words, angels of reality. Like, this is reality. This is the way it is. And the Old Testament was like, if you want to please God, who their God was, you have to sacrifice your children, burn them in fire, sacrifice people, do this whole system, like do these horrifying things. And then, I don't know, at least God won't be angry with you and will, like, let your crops grow or whatever it was. What they do is like what the Pharisees did. It's always like this, guys, where instead of just taking you straight to the one who is your true Father, trying to give you life, they create an alternate reality, a different system, not based in truth, not based in the love of God, the free-flowing desire of God, your Father, to give you life. They create a way where you are first of all not right. They have a system by which you might be able to get right, probably not, but you can at least have a hope of it someday. And they are the keepers of it, and they will tell you whether you're worthy. So I had this spiritual experience where a demonic whatever it was, a spirit, it was some sort of spirit, it spoke to me. It audibly, I don't know if it was audible like out loud, someone else in the room would have heard it, they might have, I don't know, but it was as clear as day, spoken words, and it basically said to me, Tyler, the next time that you eat or you sleep, you are signing your eternal soul over to us, this like the devil, and you will burn in hell forever. And at the time, I had this like misguided thought that I was like super zealous. This is like 20-something years ago. And when I first came to faith, and I was like, I am going to fast. I am going to stay up at night and pray. And I'm going to find you, Jesus. And I kind of like, I actually had already had a breakthrough of knowing the Lord. But I was like, I want to be better. I want to be more one with you. And what happened was that because I had this wrong thinking that I could make it happen through my own effort, I could get to that deeper place I wanted to be, the devil was able to draw me into this alternative reality. Because what was the truth? I already was a son of God. I already was received. I already was free from eternal hell and the demonic, like whatever the devil wanted to do, Jesus was saving me and was going to save me. I was already past all that, but because I had this pride and this wrong thinking, the devil tricked me. This devil tricked me, okay? And what happened was, I realized, but I have to eat. At some point, I'm going to need food or I'll die. At some point, I'm going to be so tired, I'm going to have to sleep. And so I was like, it's like this spirit came to me as God. It was like the ultimate reality. This is the way it is. And if you sleep or eat, it's over. You will burn forever. And I don't want to go focus on that. It was horrifying. I was traumatized because I did go to sleep, and I woke up the next morning believing that it was over. I was damned. And frankly, it took me years to truly believe that was not true. That it's like the devil has a way. It's like any of these systems, these gatekeepers and these gates. It's like the Lord can say to you, that's not true. But something inside of you has trouble trusting it. Truly so not worrying about it that the threat of it can be right in front of your face and you're like, you're a joke. You're ridiculous. I do not believe you at all. But guys, all of that is to say that any system, any authority, anyone, hear me, anyone that is saying anything other than that Jesus already loves you, already is reconciled to you, already is trying to give you life, and wants to draw you into his embrace and give you the limitless, endless, glorious fullness of who he is right now. Not someday when you die, someday when you pass some test. Right in this moment. And from the moment you were born, he actually reconciled himself to you 2,000 years ago before you were born, or somewhere, close to that amount of years. They are, and they may not even mean it. I'm not even blaming them, because they probably believe, they're probably caught up in some other system too. But see, the river of life, like the Lord himself, he is there's no conditions. He wants to give himself to you already. So I want to finish by bringing, like, sort of presenting the fullness of what Jesus is trying to give us this way. In John 10, Jesus said, I'm the door. I'm the real door. I'm the real gate. And he also said in that same passage, John 10, I'm the real gatekeeper. So he's saying, I'm the one that holds the door open, and I am the door. And anyone who enters through me will be saved. Saved from what? Well, all the bad things of this world, but also all of the false gatekeepers, all of the false systems. You'll be saved from all the deception and all the false realities that are trying to keep you from the plain, simple truth that Jesus wants to give you life right now, and there are no conditions. There are ways that it will change you. There are ways that, like entering into his embrace will inspire you to do things differently. But first, you get life, and that starts changing you from the inside. It is never with Jesus, do these things, and then I'll get you, then you'll have access. It's never like that. It never has been like that, no matter what anyone else says. So, he said, enter through me, and you will be saved, and you will receive green pasture. That is such a litmus test, is that the right way of saying that? Of whether you're receiving the real gospel or not. Are you receiving green pastures? What is green pastures? Well, he's talking in the metaphor about sheep, and to sheep, green pastures is like the whole kit and caboodle. It's everything. It's like dream come true. It's paradise. It's heaven. It's nothing's withheld from green pasture as it regards a sheep, right? It is the flow of life itself. It is the Lord giving you his very being, which is life, okay? So, in other words, if you come to Jesus, not when you die, not like, I have this contract with God, I prayed the prayer, when I die, someday I'll go to heaven, that's another gatekeeper. That's another lie. It's not about that. It is about connecting with Jesus right now in this moment. If you are coming to the Lord with an open heart, he wants to give you life now. There's no time barrier. There's no performance barrier. There is nothing. He wants to give you life right now, the life of himself. Here's the last thing I want to say about it. Jesus is the door, right? He's the gate, the true gate. You enter through him, you receive life. What's on the other side of that door? One thing that's amazing, guys, about coming to Jesus is that he's the entry point into the fullness of God's love for us. He's also what's on the other side of the door. Everything that you experience and receive when you go through that door is more of him. He is our life. He is the pleasure. He is the joy. You can hear that through a religious lens, like, oh man, like, okay, God's the pleasure, like we're all just, I don't know, like sitting on a cloud, playing a harp, like bored out of our minds, like, what do you mean he's the pleasure? Like just looking at him, like what does that even do? If that's who you think the Lord is, then you have to ask yourself whether you really know the Lord, because Jesus is the goodness inside of the things that we enjoy in life. Like I said in the beginning of the video, like the Lord has put himself into this whole experience, this whole universe, right? Like what is it that is actually beautiful inside of a sunset? Is it the ball of fire that's millions of miles away that if you got close enough, it would incinerate you? Is that what actually makes a sunset beautiful when you're looking at it? When you are in the Corvette that you love driving, you love the experience, Is it the I don't know, like the fire going inside of the engine? Is it the wheels turning? Is it the is wind going through your hair? Is wind in and of itself pleasurable? I mean, I don't know. Like if you were in a hurricane and it was like throwing you like a tornado throwing you up in the air, would that be pleasurable? It's not the wind itself. It's not the car. It's not the metal vehicle. It's not the ball of fire in floating in the sky millions of miles away. The Lord is in those things. Who is the Lord? Do you really know Jesus? Because he is the light. He is the thing inside of everything that we're knowing that we truly love. So, guys, I'm saying all these things to say that we have to get past the gatekeepers. We have to get past the gates that are set up inside of our own minds. We have to learn to come to Jesus. He is already here. If you don't know what I mean by the one that's inside of the sunset making it beautiful, if you don't know what I mean by coming to the one who's already here, already trying to give the fullness of his very being to you, I want to suggest to you that you take the time, that you set aside a moment, and that you simply turn to him and say, Jesus, even if you don't know him, Jesus, will you reveal who you really are to me? The glory of who he is, the love that he has for us, the life that he is trying to give us. Because I can tell you this from personal experience, that there is nothing that can keep us, there is no gatekeeper that can stop us from receiving the fullness and the glory of everything that we are longing for if we will simply come to him in this way. Come straight to him. Come by faith. He's already here. No one can... You'll blow up all the gates. All the systems are totally confounded by simple childlike faith. They might be shouting in your ears, you can't do this, but you don't even need to talk to them. You don't need to have a conversation with them. Don't defend yourself. Just go. Just come in faith. Just do the things that they're saying you can't do. Simply come to the Lord and you will discover that he really is already here. He really already is wanting to give himself more fully to you, and and everything that you are desiring is fully available to you. It might take you a minute to for the lights to turn on, for you to become aware of what is already here in your midst on offer. But why not take that time? Why not open your heart in that vulnerable way? Because when you do, you will discover that all the gatekeepers, all the false purveyors of ways to the light, to the life, to the things that we want, they can't stop you, because it's a gift that's already given from the one who is the king and the ruler over all of those deceivers. So anyways, I want to do exactly what we're talking about. I don't just want to talk about it. And I want to give you the opportunity to discover the free gift that Jesus is trying to give us all in every moment right now. So, Jesus, thank you that you are here right now in our midst. Thank you that you are the true light, the true love, the true goodness. Thank you that there is no gatekeeper or false gate that can keep us from receiving the fullness and the eternal goodness of life that you're trying to give us right now, if we simply open our heart and allow you to impart yourself to us. Gosh, I'm just thinking about how what Jesus said to the woman at the well about the living water. He said, I don't remember the exact quote because I didn't look at it beforehand, but it's something like, whoever drinks from this well will be thirsty again, but whoever comes to me for the living water that I will give them will never thirst again. And why is that? He didn't mean someday when we die. He meant that water of the life of his very being. Wow, guys. Any moment that we want to turn to him and take a drink, it's just right there. He's right here. Any moment we can just receive his life. Wow, that's unbelievable. That's so good. So, just encourage you, if that's new to you or you don't know how to do it, just try. The Lord knows how to help you see the way that he's already here and his life is already on offer and available. So God bless you. I hope that encourages you. And, oh gosh, I hope that you will give this a try and do it because it's just so available and no one can stop us. And the only limitation is how much how much of this water of himself we want to drink in, because there's no limit to what he's willing to give. So God bless you guys, and hope to talk to you again soon. So long.